going on, everybody out there? This is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another Madden 25 Ultimate Team video. In today's video, we're going to be going through everything that you can do in the game right now and for the rest of the MUT 25 year to make coins. Now, this video is going to be geared towards the newer players, people that picked up Madden 25 around the holiday season or even after that during the playoffs and the Super Bowl, because it's a question that I continue to get asked, whether I'm on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube comments. How do I make coins? What are the best game modes to make coins? Just everything regarding how to make coins. And I've got a lot of this that we cover in the video. For those of you that are more experienced Madden Ultimate Team players, you're going to already know these things. So if that's you, this video might not be for you. Before you leave, just make sure you click that thumbs up anyway, since you made it this far into the video. But again, I just want to go through everything, and you can use this as a guide or a Bible to what you need to do to make coins. Now, I'm going to mostly focus on things that you can do in the game, playing the game, like being on an actual football field. But I know some of you just literally like to be in the menus and build out your team and knock out your solos and kind of keep it moving. So the two obvious answers outside of playing the game, and we'll go through all the various game modes, as far as how to make coins, is going to be flipping cards, buying low and selling high, and then building out sets. Now, we can talk about these two things, but it's up to you for the most part to do the work on these. I'm just kind of mentioning them because they are viable options from year to year to year on how to make coins. So when we talk about buying low and selling high, there's all types of tips and tricks that people will give you as far as, you know, different filters on the auction house. And I'll be honest, I'm very far removed from doing stuff like this over the last couple of years, because I've just, you know, I'd rather spend my time playing the game than being in the menus. But I more so just want to point out the things to look for. And you know, your number one, you're kind of looking for average selling prices. So I found a quick example. This wouldn't be profitable because of the 10% tax, but a very quick example here, right, is 90 overall zero chill cards. You can see my filters over on the left hand side. They, for the most part, commonly are going for about 84 to 85,000 coins. There is an exception here where this card is about 6,000 coins cheaper, and obviously if you're looking to pick up one of these cards, this is going to be the card you want to buy, because it's 6,000 to 7,000 coins cheaper than the next up, right? So as far as buying this card and then reselling it, it wouldn't make sense, because after the tax, right, if you sold it for 84,500 coins, after tax, you'd be getting 76K back, basically. So you would lose 2,500 coins in the process of buying this George Pickens and then relisting it. But another thing that you can keep an eye out for is when it comes to a card like this, right, you can get a 90 overall, which is a set piece to building a 93 overall champion from the Zero Chill promo. And if you can find enough of these 90 overalls at a cheaper price than the average cost goes, and again, it's going to be up to you on you doing the math, and you can see somebody has now purchased that card since we can't find it anymore. But if you can find enough 90s that go into a set, and I'm just using this as an example, this isn't the main thing you should be looking for. Like, I don't want you guys to specifically look for zero chill 90s after watching this video. I'm just using this as an example. If you can find enough of these 90s for cheaper than the average price, and then head on over to your zero chill or ghost sets, right? If you can build one of these for cheaper, much cheaper, then they go straight up on the auction house. And again, these 93s on average, zero chill or ghost, right now for the most part about 330,000 coins. You factor in the tax, that's 297K back in return. So you would have to build one of these sets for about 297,000 coins, or well under that, to see any type of profit. And when it comes to that, and these cards specifically, now you're looking at needing the 90 overall cards for, like, you know, 55 to 59,000 coins. So that wouldn't be viable in this example. I'm just trying to tell you what to look for here, right? Is basically the two main things: flipping cards, buying cards for much cheaper than they normally go for, and that's going to take a lot of patience and timing on the auction house. Some of it's going to be lucky, more of it's going to be you being persistently doing this. And then number two, building out champion sets for cheaper than it costs to sell the card outright, and always factoring in that 10% tax. So those are the two auction house things. If you guys got any tips for the rest of the community, leave it down below in the comment section. But from year to year to year, those are the main two things you can do without playing the game. What I want to focus on for the most of this video is what you can do while playing the game. And anytime somebody asks me when I'm live streaming over on Twitch, what's the best way to make coin? My simple generic answer is always going to be play the game. Literally playing the game, the coins are going to stack up. Now, we're recording this video on my No Money Spent account. I don't have the greatest team in the world, and if you guys want to see more on the ins and outs of what I do to build up this team, every Tuesday and Friday we put out a brand new episode in this series. But we got a little over 600,000 coins, a 93 overall team, and I feel like the squad is pretty viable to throw on the field for any of the game modes that are out there, with the exception, of course, of Gauntlet. But you're looking at a team and a coin count where I don't flip cards. I don't build sets to make coins. I literally just play the game, and, you know, I'm pretty solid at the game this year. I was much, much better last year, but one of my favorite game modes right now is to play head-to-head ranked, because number one, they have some really good reward cards, and number two, the coins that you earn while playing the game add up really quickly without you kind of realizing it. That's assuming that you're winning, you know, at least 50% of the games that you play. But when you go into the head-to-head rank mode, you're mostly playing to earn the reward cards. And if you go into the rank breakdown here, and we talked about this in a video yesterday as well, here are all your options, or I shouldn't say options, but possibilities. So every time you win a game, you give or take a every time you win a game, you get a gain about 45 to 52, sometimes more, but most of the times it's in that little sweet spot that I just mentioned, about 47 to 52 rank points. So every time you win, give or take, you're going to get that. And then every time you lose, you roughly lose somewhere between about 13 and 17, 13 to 20 rank points. So obviously, the more games you win, the higher and faster you're going to gain these rank points, and the faster you're going to rank up. And the more you lose, you're going to be losing. But there's a big difference between the amount that you lose when you lose versus the amount that you gain when you win. And so if you can just have a sub 500 record or so, you can earn a lot of the good rewards. And you can see here the main players that you're going for in this rank session, which goes from the first of the month to the end of the month, and it'll continue that way throughout the rest of the year. You got an 84 overall Isaiah Simmons, 6'4" middle linebacker with 95 speed. Great user. Hero 1 is certainly achievable for most of you. Some of you might have to play more games than the others to get there, but you can definitely get there with a 500 record, or even worse. Hero's not that incredibly difficult to achieve. Champion might be a little bit more of a stretch there. Champion 1, 2,900 rank points. You would get a 95 overall Darnell Washington, 6'7" tight end with pretty good run blocking, catching, route running, and 95 speed. Both of those cards get all 32 team chems. And then you have the top 100, which, again, there's been a lot of discrepancies and confusion on how this works, but in my personal belief, judged off of the fix that they made in the middle of last rank session, to be fair, it was considered last year. You're going to have to be in the top 100 players in the world to get the 96 overall Warren Sapp, and I don't think too many of you watching this video are going to fit that mold. No offense, I can't get there either, but overall, the rank mode is good because you have good players that you can go after, but the slept on part about it, right, is that every time you win a game, you get 2,750 coins, but also every time you hit a new tier, you get a one-time coin payout. So when you get to Bronze 1, you get 1,000 coins. When you get to Bronze 2, you get 2,000 coins. When you get to Bronze 3, you get 4,000 coins. Very minimal amounts, but as you climb up the ranks and get into like Gold 1, 2, and 3, 16, 20, 24K. You get to the elite level, 28K, 32K, 36K. You can see the numbers in the upper right part of your screen. You can see the associated rank points that you need to get there. When you get into the hero level, you're now looking at 40, 45, and 50K. And then even in the champion level, another 55, 60, and 75K. Like I said, you're not going to become a millionaire overnight playing this game mode, but between the coin payouts for leveling up or ranking up and the per game win coin payouts, it adds up pretty quickly, and that's just what I found myself doing over the last 2 months more than anything, is playing head-to-head ranked over any of the other game modes. Now, the regular season, head-to-head seasons is also really, really good to make coins. My biggest problem with it is that it's not on all Madden difficulty, which means previous play is on there, and I know some of you might need that, and it's more beneficial to you. I feel like I'd rather play a game mode where nobody knows what's going on, and it's more based on the skill and kind of of recognizing what your opponent's about to run versus letting EA tell you. But also, the computer just plays worse on the all-pro level, and that's what head-to-head seasons is in. Drop picks happen, so this game mode just isn't for me. I don't like the game level or difficulty that it's on, but as you can see here, in each division, if you can get to the playoffs, you get 12K on the easiest level, 20K on the veteran level, which is probably going to be where most people are at. You can see only 4% of players are in that legend tier where you get 30K as long as you win 5 games before you lose 2, or is it 3? I'm pretty sure it's 3 would eliminate you. You can lose up to 2. So you do get coin payouts just simply for making the playoffs. There is per game rewards as well here. 500 coins, 1,000 coins, 3,000 coins per win in Legend. But this goes to show you, right, in Ranked you get 2,750 coins for every win every time, no matter what division you're in. You have to be in the 4% of Madden players playing head-to-head seasons to barely make a little bit over that per win. Now, of course, the payouts when you get into the playoffs and the Super Bowl and winning those games are going to be much, much higher and helpful, especially if you're comparing this versus like the early stages of Ranked. But as I showed you a moment ago, the more you climb up the rank ladder, the bigger the payouts are going to be there. So if you want to play head-to-head seasons, when you win Super Bowls, you do get a pack or a choice between a few different packs. You want to take the coins every time, right? Because you're putting too much up to risk on the packs that you earn within these game modes, hoping that something good comes out of them. You're probably better off, and this is just from my experience, if you want to ignore the advice, you certainly can, but you're better off taking the coins every single time and using those coins to build your team rather than leaving it up to chance and EA giving you an actual pack that contains good items. MUT Champs is your last online game mode. MUT Champs is your last online game mode, with the exception, of course, of Gauntlet, but for the most part, because number 1, Gauntlet's not active right now to show it to you, and number 2, because it's the sweatiest game mode in the entire game right now, and the audience that I'm speaking to in this video probably isn't fully prepared to even play Gauntlet right now. We're going to stop at MUT Champs here. Of course, you can play squads in the brand new 6v6 game mode. From what I understand, the rewards in the 6v6 are not very good at all. You get some packs that are probably not going to give you too much out there, so we don't want to spend too much time on that. Squads, I think, is similar to regular season, head-to-head seasons, just with squads. I'm not a big squads guy, so I'm not familiar with that there. But going over to MUT Champs, this is what I used to play all the time, and if you do, or if you have enough time to play Ranked and MUT Champs, definitely go for it. This one is going to be pretty beneficial if you can get 16 wins every single week out of the 20 allotted games that you have there. Honestly, if you fall a little bit short of that, like under the 16 wins, if you can at least get to 14 wins out of the 20, you're still getting 2 touchdown packs. And in my experience, those packs, touchdown packs specifically, haven't been too bad. But along with those 2 packs, you get 100,000 coins guaranteed. Now, if you can get to the 16 wins, you're going to get the 2 touchdown packs. You're still going to get the 100K, but you're also going to get a B&D MUT Champs Fantasy Pack, and this has a bunch of different players in it. Right now, the 2 high-end cards are Jordan Davis and Chase Brown, 93 overalls, but most importantly, those cards, if you don't use them or don't want to use them, or they get outdated, they also quick sell for 100,000 coins. So you're basically getting 200K, 2 touchdown packs, and an entry token into the Gauntlet game mode, which you can earn some more coins. I would never pay the 50K up front to enter the Gauntlet game mode because you run the risk of losing that coin. If you're very good at the game, you can definitely do that, but you do get that entry token. At that point, it is worth playing Gauntlet because you're kind of playing with house money, and you can win a nice amount of coins if you can maybe win 2 out of your first 4 games. The goal in Gauntlet is to win 10 games before you lose 2, but as you climb the ranks there and get to your games 3, 4, and 5, and 6, you're going to be playing against some of the sweatiest and best players in the entire community. But overall, MUT Champs is pretty good. I feel like the competition level isn't as fierce as it is in Ranked at most times, and I don't think there's any type of ELO matchmaking, so they usually will just match you up with somebody that's searching at the same time as you. I'm assuming they typically try to keep you region-based, so if you're on the East Coast, they're going to first try to find you somebody on the same coast as you as well, just so the connection is better there. there. But overall, MUT Champs is another good way. As far as just online straight up though, ranked would be my number one choice. MUT Champs would be my number two choice. Now, if you're not comfortable at all playing online, I can't tell you how many people, the number's definitely in the 10, 20, 30s at this point over the last couple years. I know that's not a super high number to most, but what I'm trying to get at here is I know there's a lot of people out there that are just scared to play online, and then they reach out to me and say, Pop, I finally tried it and it wasn't that bad. Trust me, give it a try. Don't be scared. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? You're going to lose a game. You're going to move on with your day, right? So if you don't typically play head-to-head, give it a try. If it's still not for you, your only other route here, and this is something that you're just simply going to have to do, is spamming solo seasons. Now, there's two different options here, and you can see this is my no money spent account. I do this a lot, probably not as much as you guys do or that you can do, because I do play online with this team a lot, but this is a really good way to make coins. Now, the solo seasons on the left-hand side, you can see right now, I'm 12-0, incredibly easy. The game's 0-0. It starts in the third quarter, 3-minute quarters. You can essentially chew clock your way all the way down the field, kick a field goal or score a touchdown with time expiring. Maybe you have to play defense for one stop. The computer's not very good. You get a stop, the game is over. This is also really good for farming objective stats that make you play head-to-head game modes or solo seasons. That would count in this instance, and it's a good way, again, to just kind of grind out field passes. So that's why you can see I've scored a lot of points from what you can see where my face cam isn't blocking it. So I use this as a playground, essentially, to farm things against the computer, and it's very easy, right? It doesn't take much skill at all to win in these games, and for that, the rewards aren't the greatest. So every basically 4 wins, you get a new prize. This would be much, much better if there was a per game amount that they gave you for every win, but they don't do it, and it doesn't look like that's going to change since we're this many months into the season. So when I hit that next 4-0 milestone, we're going to get a Hail Mary pack, 270 plus packs. I did get an 85 overall out of one of those and the one that I've recently earned, and then 1,200 coins. Now, the coins that you're making in this game mode, you're not going to get a ton, right? But you are going to get a lot of packs, and the Hail Mary packs aren't very rewarding. But as I win and win and win and win, and when I get to 16-0, 20-0, the pack rewards get a lot better. But like I said, this one, not very time consuming, not very difficult, but the rewards aren't the greatest. Now, when it comes to the ultimate solo seasons, a little bit of a different story. I'm 23-0 in this one, but it is a little bit more challenging. This late in the year, when people have much better teams, it's a lot easier versus how it was earlier in the year and people would lose to the computer. But this one's more challenging because there are certain situations where you'll start down 7-0, you'll start down 9-0, you'll start down 10-0. Sometimes you have the ball, sometimes you don't have the ball, so you essentially got to get 3 stops and 3 scores, and you got to do it in 2 quarters to get the W. So if you mess up once or twice, you could end up losing, and if you lose in either of these game modes, you got to start all the way back at the beginning. But if we go to the rewards and divisions here in the ultimate solo seasons, you can see for getting 5 wins, and it goes every time you go 5-0 opposed to 4-0 in the other solo seasons. Every time you go 5-0 here, you get a new payout, and in this instance, I think when we get to 25-0, right, because we're 23-0, we're going to get 3,000 coins again. You're not going to get a ton of coins doing this, but we get 1 Hail Mary pack and 3 midfield packs, and as you continue to go up and up and up and up, the coin payouts and the pack payouts become much, much better. Once you start to get to like the red zone packs, those are pretty good right now, or can be good depending on your pack luck there, but you can always sell the items that you get out of the packs and turn those into coins. And when you reach the end of each of these, when you go, I think it's 31-0 in ultimate seasons, and correct me if I'm wrong there, maybe it's 36-0, and then this one I think is either 24-0 or 29-0. I'm sorry, it's escaping me right now. But when you basically beat it, you get your choice between a couple more packs or a coin payout of 40k. There's also a random most feared pack in there that you definitely don't want to choose, but I would recommend, just like head-to-head seasons, take the coins every time there, because you can take those coins and upgrade your squad. And then the best thing about this, it's free to enter, and when you're all done, whether you beat it or you lose at some point and have to start all over, you can just go through and do it over and over and over again. And yes, it's going to be boring. Yes, you're not going to get the greatest rewards in the world. Head-to-head rewards are going to be better, but this is much, much easier than playing against actual competition online for a lot of people, so that's why the payouts are that way. I wish you got a per game coin payout. If they did that, these would have been much, much better. But if you don't like playing online, go try it, give it a try, see if it works out for you. It's not as bad as you might think. And if you still disagree with me on that one, or you still don't want to play online, this is your next best option to build up that coin stack and to continually improve your team. And then watch my other videos on the best players to pick up with your coins, because every Saturday we drop a video going over just, everything, all the players that you need to look for that you can find at low coin amounts there. And never spend your coins on packs. Ever, 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 ever. Save your coins, buy the players to upgrade your squad. So hopefully that video helped out. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Popular Stranger, and I'm out. Peace.